mask, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mask, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that Urban X where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, so for his son and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mask, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mask, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
Urban excellence, a product of my residence. From 4 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't trying to go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product, got the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it out the hood and that's a covenant.
Peace. Welcome back to another episode of the Urban X podcast. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm Malcolm. This is the Black Dot.
Yes. In the building, #1 father and son podcast
On the planet.
on the planet. We appreciate your support
Thank
here.
you for joining us, man.
And we really appreciate your presence here.
Wipe your feet when you get in if you're watching us live right
Yes,
now. Wipe
yes,
your feet.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? If you're listening to us right now, we
Give us
appreciate
that two
you.
honks when you're listening. Bye,
Yes,
bye.
you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
let's do a quick roll call. I see Cincinnati in the building, Athens in the building,
Chicago's in the building.
Michigan in the building, Silicon Valley. Shouts out to y'all.
Atlanta in the building. Tennessee.
Wilmington, Delaware, B-More,
Dallas. Charlotte.
Kansas City,
Mega Bills is in the building.
Louisville's in the building.
All right, the DMV.
Tucson, Arizona, Columbus, Ohio, Baton Rouge. Shut up.
Baton Rouge.
There's a lot of places like that be watching us that I want to visit. You know what I mean?
A lot of places.
You know what I mean?
You got family everywhere you go now.
Exactly.
All right, you see the new T-shirts, family and biz over everything.
That is a hoodie, sir.
That is a hoodie. Yeah, I said T-shirt.
Yeah.
That is a hoodie.
But we have them in T-shirts too. We have everything.
Yes,
T-shirts
and this
or
is
hoodie.
going to be our mantra moving forward, family and biz over everything.
Yes.
And if you want to adopt that mantra because it's about your family and handling your business, not necessarily corporate business, just business. About your family, you're about handling your business over everything else. Don't be distracted by the slaps of life. Not the facts of life, the slaps of life. The slaps of life. You know, that might be a little too young for that, but yeah.
But thank you guys for joining. How was your weekend?
Weekend was good, man. Another day alive, another day to breathe, another day to, just experience all that is here.
Yeah.
To experience. So I'm super excited.
Shouts out to Grandma Frances on her birthday.
Grandma Frances turned. We don't know her real age.
Yeah,
She say 88. I say she about 90 plus.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
happy birthday to Grandma Frances.
Yeah, it was good seeing everybody this weekend. That was
Yeah,
actually really
yeah.
dope. Haven't seen anybody for a while.
For a
everybody
while.
moved, so that was cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yep, that's what it is.
Yes.
Any other announcements?
Any other announcements? We still have the 12 Principles for Building a Family Business on ebook for free. You can download that.
And a free course.
And a free course. So you can download that urbanx.nyc/family.
It's been getting overwhelming support so far.
Yeah, people love it.
People love what we're doing.
And you can, our membership, Urban Exclusives membership is $5.
And an announcement with that. The new year's coming in.
From when we launched it last year. So April 1 is the new year. That's this Friday. And if you bought a yearly membership, when we actually launch, year's coming up and your card is going to be charged as $50.
Right, and if you don't want that, then you need to stop that.
Then you cancel it yourself.
This is not a hustle on our part. We want to inform you and let you know it's just automatically done.
You can cancel anytime.
At any time.
Because people were just like, what? I was like...
somebody said you stole that.
Yeah, I was just like, fam. I will cancel you right now. It's okay. But guys, sometimes we come in, on the Monday show, and it's hard to get stories because niggas is not nigging.
Yeah.
Oh, but we got a gift last night.
Oh, we got a gift.
We got a gift.
Right? Yeah.
Will Smith fed the streets.
Will Smith fed the streets. Ooh.
He fed the YouTube streets.
Fed the YouTube, Twitter world.
They were talking about it on ESPN. He just fed the streets.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
Let's get right down to it.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Okay, guys. So... if you have not heard, I don't know where you've been, but Will Smith last night during the Oscars went on stage and slapped Chris Rock in the face yesterday, went back, sat on the seat because he didn't like a joke Chris Rock said about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, who was sitting right next to him, right? So now, I didn't watch the Oscars. Y'all probably wasn't watching the Oscars because nobody watches the Oscars no more, right? So, I was literally about to go to bed, and I saw a tweet like, yo, did Will Smith just duff Chris Rock did I just see that right? And I'm like, okay, either, and this is for me just reading the tweet. I said, okay, that was staged, right? And then somebody said, oh, he shouldn't have said that about Jada. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh, if he did, Chris Rock said something about the whole entanglement, August Alsina thing, because recently, I forget what award show that was, Laverne Cox said something about entanglements and something like that. And people are still making jokes about it. That's what I thought it was, right? I see the video, and then when I saw the video, my initial thought was like, oh, this is fake. This is WWE. The Oscars ratings have been trash, like in the dirt lately, so they need something to be, to get everybody talking. Mission accomplished. And people started sending me other angles. Well, not the front angle, because you can't seem to get that nowhere for some reason, right?
Right. Interesting.
Can't seem to get the front angle nowhere. But other angles between the commercial break, people having to console Will, then he winds up winning the Oscar. So they're like, nah, this is real. Like, this is real. But my initial thought, again, it had to be fake because we're in a room full of actors. Like this is what they do, right?
Yeah.
Room full of actors. So if somebody was to, create a publicity stunt for whatever reason, this is the room to do it.
Yeah.
This is the perfect room to do it, right? So now, okay, let's get that out the way. Let's say let's hume everybody. Let's say this is real. Right? I didn't like it. I did not like it. People were championing Will, yo, that's how you do it. Protect the black woman, protect your wife, blah, 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 all of this stuff. And it just seemed like, I don't know, it just didn't make me feel good watching that, right? Not because he embarrassed us in front of white people. I don't care about, these white spaces. But I feel like as people, we're now getting it confused with, just being decent, having dignity, of being just, in public and how you handle yourself with whiteness. So the fact that people are correlating those two is the real issue here. I'm not saying be good in front of white people. I'm just saying for yourself, don't embarrass yourself.
Right, we are not to cut you off, we are the inventors of high class. We are the inventors of wearing jewelry, being elegant, and doing those things. So let's get that out the way. So stop associating us being on our best behavior as a collective with white people, because it automatically it dumbs us down.
Right. It did not make me feel good, right? So then I'm thinking, all right, I'm just trying to just go through the whole thing. I heard the joke. I said, okay, that's not even that bad of a joke. And I'm like, okay, he must be just upset at it all. The past 3 years, he's been the butt of every joke. He's been mean to hell. He probably just lost it. And I said, that makes him, and people were championing, yeah, that's how you do it. I said, that makes him look weaker, right? As you talk about manhood, you talk about Mr. I'm in touch with my emotions and stuff like that. You had a nigga moment. Because you couldn't control your emotions, right? And I would have been okay with if, because he smacked Chris Rock, went back, sat down, and said, keep my wife's name out. If he would have did that from his seat, from rip, and then kept the show going, I would have respected it more. But instead, you went up and smacked him. You stole that moment away from Questlove, who won an Oscar. You stole that moment away from yourself. You finally won one after you've been protesting. You tried to boycott for years because you never were nominated, didn't win nothing. You stole that moment away from Venus and Serena Williams after them putting on this. This was a movie to that they dedicated to their father, another black man, right?
Right.
You stole that moment. You stole that moment away from everybody else who did the movie with.
And Chris Rock.
And you embarrassed Chris Rock on national television in front of the entire world now, right? And the fact that they let you go back, returning your seat, and like everything was all good. If that was, I just have, questions that if that was a white comedian who said that, and you went up and smacked, first of all, I don't think he would have went up and smacked him, but if you did, would you have been allowed to go back to your seat?
Interesting point.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? If
I
that
do.
was somebody who you felt was tougher than Chris Rock, would you have smacked him and turned your back to him?
Would you have smacked The Rock?
Would you have smacked him? You know what I'm saying?
The Rock.
And turned your back to him and then went back to your seat? I don't think so. So the posturing and people trying to make it about the black woman, and I just don't see it. And two, he looks weak because they show footage of him laughing at the joke, and then Jada Pinkett not laughing, and then you get and getting mad. So it took that for you to grab your nuts and go, I got you, baby. Hold on, sit right there. Right? I just don't see it as tough at all. I don't see it as respectful, and it's something a child would do. Noble gets up and has temper tantrums like that. You are a 40 plus. You 50, right?
50.
You 50. You got kids of your own, grown kids of your own, and you set that example. And we're talking about millions of people who watch it. Those are millions of other kids who watch it who already are having emotional issues and feel violence is the only way to act on that, right? And
Preach.
I like to think that I don't want to think, because one, I don't care about the Oscars, but people keep saying we don't care about the Oscars. He obviously does, because he boycotted for not getting nominated, and he was there front row today. So if he really didn't care, he wouldn't have been there, right? And I think what this does is it makes it a more, I think it's gonna just do more work, more bad than good, right? So because now he was technically quote unquote one of the good ones, right? And then the Oscars, and also Will Packer, he ruined that moment for Will Packer. Will Packer is a black producer who produced
Who
these
produced the
Oscars.
Oscars this year, yes.
Right? So now the Oscars, are they gonna be nominating more black people because they're gonna say, yo, we gotta, protect our host. They're gonna say, host is gonna say something wrong. Somebody's gonna, one of these black people is gonna get up and attack him, right? No?
Yeah,
It's just so much that goes into it, right? And now what's gonna happen is the white comedians are gonna band together, and they're gonna, I don't know, they're gonna band together, because I'm seeing it happen online. A lot of white comedians, conservative comedians, are like, yo, this is free speech. Like, what happened to free speech? Comics are not safe no more, so they're gonna feel attacked. And because people are going, yo, I want to get back to that point where we just smacking people for saying the wrong thing. Or comedians should just get smacked. I'm like, yo, there's gonna be a comedian. I know a comedian right now. His name is Steven Crowder, who does his sets with his gun on him. He's gonna say something purposely racist because he's super right-leaning. He's gonna say something homophobic to get somebody upset. Somebody's gonna storm the stage and get clapped. And then, because of an example Will Smith said, and for precedents that we are promoting, people are so happy about this, and I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone, because I'm just like, yo, how is this okay?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll end it on this too, because people keep coming back to saying, well, Chris Rock, he said something bad about her health condition. He said he didn't know about it.
And we have to take that at face value.
We have to take that at face value. So we have to take that, a G.I. Jane joke, at face value, a G.I. Jane joke, to where I'm just joking. I'm Chris Rock. I'm just joking on my fellow actor at the Oscars, which happens all the time.
It's ritual.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know about her health condition. I just see her, my perceived fashion choice of her rocking a baldy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all. And then I make a joke, and then that's it. So I don't think me personally, I don't think he knew about it, and he said he didn't know about it. So we just have to take that for what it is. So you bringing it back to her health condition, it's a weak argument for somebody.
Because I didn't know she had a health.
I didn't know. I don't watch Red Table Talk.
Yeah, I don't watch Red Table.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
So we just have to take that at face value. Bottom line is he acted like a child, and he should be ashamed of himself.
All right, clap that up.
That's it.
It's Malcolm's spiel on
Yeah,
it.
that was it.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, check out.
The comments here expressed are not the comments of the Urban X Nation. Yada, yada, yada. All the shit I need to get out of the way. You know, we will not be held responsible or liable for what you're about to hear. First of all, I feel Chris Rock saved the grace of black people. First of all, let's get to the point you said. The shit looks staged. All right? The shit looks staged because we understand this is Hollywood and these are actors. Chris Rock had both his hands behind his back.
He leaned in.
Right. They made eye contact.
Right.
Will Smith's smack was nothing masculine about it.
Right. Very.
Right. And then he walked away. You don't smack another man. First of all,
Grown man.
when
you open hand smack somebody?
When you smack another man, it means that you are not my equal
That's
as
like
a man.
spitting on somebody, right?
It's like spitting on somebody. I'd rather you punch me in the face. When you smack me, you're saying I'm lesser of a man than you are. And then to turn around knowing that there will be no repercussion for that action tells me that there was something staged about this. We understand we have these humiliation rituals. You saw it with Janet Jackson and Timberlake, Kim Kardashian with Old Boy. We've seen it with a number of individuals who go through these public shamings. This looked like one of those situations. All right, I'm gonna be all over the place, so bear with me. He saved the grace, but let's just say it did happen. He saved the grace of black people because that couldn't have been me. I would have set black people back 250 years.
Easily.
They would have said a gorilla has
Easily.
escaped a cage
Easily.
and is wilding. And I know my wife, she would have made a beeline for Jada Pinkett.
Oh, I'm snuffing Jaden.
And she would have just duffed out. We would have been in there rocking.
Odyssey's catching Willow.
And rolling.
Yeah,
I just want to keep it a beam with
oh, yeah,
you.
we getting, yeah.
I could have been at a disabled event for Eli where I'm the keynote speaker. And if somebody smacked me, it's all hell. Wheelchairs is all over the place. I'd have been in the car apologizing to Eli like, hey, little man, sorry about that shit. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just sorry about that shit. You know, shit happens. So he for the grace of the way he responded.
Right.
Now, Chris Rock has a new tour coming out called the Headliners Tour, and that's a headlining moment.
Oh, facts, yes, for sure.
The co-host of the tour is Kevin Hart, who was denied his opportunity to host this very Oscars because he made some gay statements.
Right.
Side note, the opening statements by Amy Schumer,
Wanda Sykes.
who's openly gay, and another chick was gay. The last moments they spoke in Taunting, Florida with the no gay, say gay bill.
Yeah.
Which is a bill not designed for you not as adults to say gay to each other. It's just don't put that into the lexicon of children.
To don't teach kids about sexuality from kindergarten to third grade. But okay.
Right. So this is why Kevin Hart didn't get the part. Side note, Amy Schumer had on an ankh on her dress. I don't know if a lot of people peeped that. Okay, now, so we have the Headliners Tour about to jump off right after this. Right? So let's not factor in that moment. Chris Rock's greatest moments as a comedian is when he said, I love black people, but I hate niggas. We had a nigga moment and we had a black person moment all in one little kajingamathig thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So let's not discount that. All right? Let's not discount Will Smith, their actors. Hollywood. Okay, how can I say this? All right. The greatest invention of white people in the history of the world is Hollywood. We have surpassed them and always been greater in mathematics, science, numerology, astrology, interstellar travel. All of our history says that. But nowhere in the Kemetic teachings or the Sumerian text do I see a make-believe universe that controls so much of the world. The reason Hollywood is so important is because fantasies become reality. It is a hub in which they can permeate the mindset, and it controls the porn industry, sports, media, politics. It controls from one specific hub. Every year they come together under Ptah, which they call the Oscar, but we know that's Ptah, which is, but most people don't know that. And they celebrate how well they did in keeping the illusion of this shit going. Right? It's funny because Hollywood, or the wood made out of holly, is what Merlin the magician used to cast his spells, which created Hollywood. And I learned that from Jordan Maxwell, who happened to pass this week. Just throwing that out there, just kind of keep that in the mix. When you step into the living room of the Oscars, this is a white person's event, all right? You niggas are invited, and you're invited to sit down and shut the fuck up, and we might acknowledge your contributions to keeping this illusion going. You understand my point? So, just like when you walk in anybody else's house, except if you're Rick James, you know how to conduct yourself in someone else's house. So when people say, well, we don't need to be acting a certain way, stop associating acting proper with dignity, respect, and honor, because that's who we are as a people.
We pride ourselves on ratchetness too much, and we wear like a badge of honor. And when we pick and choose,
we off code, or that's stay on code and all this shit. Okay, when you go to the Oscars, this is their event. This is their celebration of the mind control accomplishments of that particular year through movie, through sound, through audio. Okay? Now, when they let you in, this is the reason why Halle Berry won the award for Monsters Ball. Because they are going to control the narrative on how you are seen throughout the world. This is why Denzel didn't win it for Malcolm X or numerous other movies. You won this shit for Training Day, and he got shot in his ass in that movie, which is symbolic to him getting shot in his ass. That's as far as he went with it. All right? The reason Monique won it for fucking Treasure, or whatever. Precious. Right? Will Smith should have won it for Ali. He really mastered and morphed into but them figures are too dynamic, even in the world of Hollywood, to put in the mindset of young people that this was an accomplished act. These motherfuckers shapeshifted. Now they let Jamie Foxx win it for Ray Charles. Ray Charles wasn't as a dynamic figure, and the movie was based on heroin. He really, what I mean? They focus. So when you come into their house, and first you say you're not looking for acceptance, but you are looking for acceptance because you put your fucking tux on and you went and you sat down and you hoped that these people would acknowledge you for what it is that you do. Let's get all of that out of the way first, because this is, before we tap into Will Smith, this is important to understand. We don't watch the Oscars because the shit don't mean nothing to us.
And the winners, like the big winners, are always some movies you never heard of.
You never fucking heard of. Why? Because remember, these movies are played all over the world. They support white supremacy and the ideology. Because remember, movies cover your subconscious, superconscious, infinite conscious minds. There are images that are moving so fast within a film that your conscious mind don't pick up, but your subconscious mind picks it up. So they're constantly conveying white people's greatest creation. You heard it here first. Don't at me on this. Is Hollywood, right? Because they have been able to give off the perception that they are greater than they truly are. When you participate in that, this is why black people we always got to do slave movies or crime movies or drug movies, because we can't control the narrative. If we get control of the narrative, we change everything. Everything.
Go ahead.
Right? Because now we get to put into the subconscious, superconscious, and infinite minds of young babies the possibilities of what it is that they can do. All right? Now, this goes back 4 years when 6 years,
yep.
When Will Smith and his wife had the goddamn audacity to tell people to boycott Hollywood because Will Smith was not nominated for
concussion.
Tell the truth. The truth. That's stupid shit.
Yep.
Right? So she wanted people to rally around that.
And she told Chris Rock to boycott it too.
She told Chris Rock, he was hosting, that you should boycott this in support of Will Smith not being nominated for a fucking movie that was terrible as far as I'm concerned. And it really don't matter anyway. Right? So, but this year, he was going to win.
Right.
He won the Golden Globe. It was another award. If you win those two, it usually means...
And I think based on where they sit you, they kind of know.
They kind of know.
He was right at the...
Yeah. What's about to pop?
Yeah.
What's about to happen for you? Now, so they had beef, long-standing beef from there. Probably a few other things.
And he joked on Jada at the 2016.
Yes, he did. He got him. As a comedian does. You get roasted at these events, and you're supposed to take it and laugh because it's really nothing personal. I'm not even sure Chris Rock even wrote the joke.
Yeah.
A lot of times they got writers, and you just pretty much peeling off. The way Will Smith, first of all, it's nothing masculine about Will Smith.
And that's his fault.
No. I want to be, and I'm no homo, none of that shit. There's nothing says this is a man. So when y'all start talking about he is protecting the black woman, we want to be clear on a few things. He is the woman in that relationship. All right? I want to be clear on that. Jada Pinkett is his fucking handler. He laughed at the joke until she twitched her fucking eyes at that nigga a certain way, and like on cue, he was programmed, and then did a George Jefferson walk up to the stage. And let me tell you something, I'm a grown-ass man. When I smack you, motherfucker, and you're gonna see the shit in my lips, you're gonna see the shit, and I'm gonna stand there like, what? I'm not gonna walk up and then turn my back and walk away like it's all good, like you protected the honor. Where was your honor when she was grooming that boy? Psychologically taking advantage, emotionally taking advantage, and then physically taking advantage of that boy, right? If he's this mad in March, can you imagine how mad he would have been in August? Where was your protect your woman there when you had an opportunity? See, when you live your whole life as a girl, right? And one thing you can never escape you. So going all the way back to Benny Medina and Quincy Jones and the decisions Will made to get a kid life turned upside down and all that old shit into Hollywood, into a big production Hollywood set. You trying to tell me that this was just on merit? Give me a fucking break. You know what happened. I know what happened. Then 6 degrees of separation and all of this whole kind of shit going on. Will Smith has been humiliated all his life. First of all, Tupac been dead 25 years. He can't live down the mystique and lore of some high school fling that she fucking had.
She keeps bringing up.
She keep bringing this nigga up, right? So, and then she knows all the secrets. She know where the bodies are buried. So she has become this nigga's handler. She controls him, but he has never been the masculine one in the relationship. Now, he plays this role of King Richard, right? And even King Richard early on was getting his ass whipped, but he decided to step up and protect his young girls. So Will Smith seemed to be in character, right? And morphed into King Richard and went up to protect the one time Jada when he's never protected her before.
She hasn't protected him, bro.
And see, that's the point I'm trying to get. When we start speaking about protecting the black woman, do you know that the black woman, a real black woman, always protects her black man?
Somebody's real wife, your real woman. She see you up. She see you feet steaming at somebody. She going not here.
Do you know?
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just
exactly. First of all, the black woman and black man protect each other by nature.
Come on.
And that doesn't mean she needs to be more masculine or I need to be more feminine. We are comfortable in our roles. And especially when you got a good woman, you know how intuitive women are. Women come from here with their shit. You better listen. Right? So, we always speaking about, you protect the black woman and all that. Let's protect each other. She did not protect Will Smith in that relationship under any circumstance. Then not only was she in a fucking entanglement, as she says, she blamed this nigga for it. If you loved me or you should have known. What kind of psycho voodoo shit is this? So Will Smith has never in his life had to play a masculine role outside of maybe some shit he's doing in Hollywood. This is starting to catch up to him. This is starting to have a bearing on his existence. Then he started triggering watching his father beat his mother. So he was triggered into what he felt was a moment to finally, after all these years, get up on that stage and, you know what I mean, and do this. And then a few minutes later, he won the award for Best Actor. They're all acting. All this shit is an act. And I did peep the 3 pyramids behind him and him getting the King's Richard, you know what I'm saying, the award, batar for King's Richard. All ritualistic going on at the same time. You know what I mean? So don't be fooled by any, and this is just the practical breakdown. Our brother's gonna come behind us with the numerology, the metaphysical, the geometry that shows you all of this shit is linked. This shit is crazy, and now Will Smith has apologized.
Oh yeah, I'll read some of his apology.
You know what I'm saying? Read some of his apology, because he did
eventually
eventually apologize. And like I said, Chris Rock has got kids. Chris Rock, that would have never, I'm sorry, that would have never, all bets is off. They would have said a wild gorilla has escaped. And this motherfucker is wreaking terror.
So I'll read his, this is from his Instagram. Violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior last night...
And that's a gay statement, but continue.
My behavior last night at the Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are part of the job, but jokes at Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. Emotional, that's the word again. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line, I was wrong, and I was embarrassed for my actions, and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness.
The man he wants to be.
I would also like to apologize to the Academy, to the producers of the show, to all of the attendees, and everybody watching around the world. I would like to apologize to the Williams family and my King Richard family. I deeply regret my behavior. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what would have been otherwise a gorgeous journey for all of us. I am a work in progress. Sincerely, Will. That's what he said.
Yeah. Clack, whatever. Also, what he should have did was, and this is just me, this is why I'm always telling y'all, stop being in your emotions about shit. He knew he was going to win. I would have waited if this was really about protecting my wife's honor. I know I'm going to win in about 5-10 minutes because they got me in the pole position, right? I would have went up and gave 5 minutes of stand-up. You ain't got to be a stand-up comedian. And I would have ripped into Chris Rock's ass while the whole world is watching for a good 5 minutes. And then I would have got to my speech, and that would have been all he really needed to do.
And that's when he yelled from his seat. If he'd have done that, then
at the beginning, right,
and then gave Chris Rock, as he's giving, fine.
And everybody went over to console Will. Nobody, did anybody go console Chris Rock? He the one who got smacked. Everybody, Denzel, everybody went over to Will because that's the good old boys club.
And I want to be clear too, because there's people in the chat right now so upset at what we're talking about. Y'all are wrong. We pick and choose who we like. Yeah. And who we want to, because I remember a couple of years ago when Deezus and Mero went up to the Breakfast Club and Envy pressed him, and for saying something about his wife, saying a joke about his wife he didn't like. And what was the reaction? It wasn't this. No. It was, you light skin, you sensitive, you light skin, this is what
shut up,
light skin niggas do. But that's because we like who we like and we want to defend who we like. That's what it really is.
And let me add to the point that I got to take Chris Rock at his word if he say he didn't know. That she had to say, I had to take that, because what if he had said, I look forward to you in the new Black Panther movie, and all of them sisters in there got bald heads, they look brilliant, magnificent,
and Jada didn't look bad.
Jada looked fucking amazing.
She don't look bad, so I'm confused.
She looked fucking amazing. So would the energy have been the same? So don't give me this.
That Black Panther was a good one. Like,
yeah,
that's a good point. No, think about it. Because what would have been it?
Right, what would have been it then?
Real quick. I want to say though.
Okay.
That G.I. Jane, right? It was Demi Moore who was in that, and Demi Moore got with Ashton Kutcher, who was like 20 years her senior. If you remember. So,
I do.
Triple entendre.
So just
double and triple entendres. That's just that.
So with that, I think we'll take a commercial break.
Yeah, we'll be back.
And we will be back.
The names are inspired by men and women that, again, have impacted me, have impacted history, who have done great things. And that's the core of what my business is. I always want to focus and center on Blackness, Black excellence, and the greatness that we've contributed to society. Luxury, Black, inspired.
What we're going to do is visit two past lives, life between lives, 5, 10, and 20 years into the future. Welcome back, y'all. Who wants to share first?
I was in the Ming Dynasty era. I was a man.
I was a crystal healer. They were showing me like picking roots and plants and stuff.
So the first life, I believe I was in Egypt. I was in front of like this tall grass field, and I was just like studying the grass and watching it sway. And I was very big. I was green and I was tall.
You know, with the Lion King, when Simba went on top of the mountain and can oversee everything, I was a deer on a hill or top like that. And I was just like, wow.
I go through another portal, and this time I'm underwater. I'm in my mid 50s. I can breathe underwater. I have pause and I can glow. I'm bioluminescent. I transitioned into this other body. I was a man. I was lanky, had like this best friend that was a bear, and I could talk to animals.
And we're back.
And we are back in the mix.
In the building.
In the building. I hope you got a chance to digest what we just dropped on you. And now we're going to bring a guest in.
Yes, so we're doing this thing where we're trying to get more information and go more in depth with some of the people who are advertising with us. So the people so you guys who are watching can get a better idea of what they do, what they offer as well. So today we have Neoshi Hypno. You just watched your commercial just now. We have her coming into the building.
Yep.
All right.
So let's bring her in. How are you, sis?
Hey. How are you?
I'm good. I'm well. How are you?
We're good.
Good. Finally get a chance to talk.
Me?
Yep.
Yes, finally get a chance to talk to you. Can you hear us?
Loud and clear. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Nice.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, this is a different kind of business you run because this appears to be a gift that you have and you're sharing it and trying to help people. So that's a little different than you selling a product. So how early on in your life did you know you had this gift, and how long were you suppressing it if you were dealing with your own issues before you decided that this is my purpose to help people?
So let me say this. I have to have a disclaimer because when I hear people say that, oh, you have a gift to do this, I would say it's part of my purpose. When most people hear a gift, they think about, me being like a psychic or something and having all these different, what you would call unusual gifts to, hear and see and all that stuff. And I have gifts in a way, but they're personal to me and the way that I use them. But that is not the basis of what I do.
Okay.
The basis of what I do is hypnotherapy, but
it.
in a spiritual way, in a way that basically I'm using my gifts. I'm working with spirit. I'm working with my ancestors. I'm working with even my clients' guides and ancestors, doing the sessions to help them release and relieve and get the healing that they need. So it's done through hypnosis. But to answer your question as far as how did I get on this path? I kind of got to start from when I was 5 years old. I kind of had what most people call a spiritual awakening at that age. I grew up in the church, okay?
Yeah, we all have.
Baptist, right? Baptist, Episcopalian, holiness, all of that. We would go to my cousins had a father who was a pastor, and we would go to his church when I was that age. Long story short, I would go there and just notice, you know how it is. You go in the black church, everybody catching the Holy Ghost, speaking tongues, falling out on the floor, all of that. So I was seeing this, and I remember one day, it just really instead of just seeing it, it just really caught my eye, and I'm just like, why? How are they doing this? What's going on? I want to feel what they're feeling, because that looked like some real stuff right there. That looked like some shit that I want to feel. So I want to experience it, And so I'm I'm trying to figure out. I'm just watching them, trying to figure out how are they doing it? How are they feeling this? How are they getting that connect? Because they feeling something clearly. So what is it that they're feeling? And so. One day I was like, you know what? As I'm watching them, this is my 5-year-old self. And I'm like, maybe they just faking it. Maybe you got to fake it first and then you start feeling it after. Maybe that's what they're doing. Yeah, that's what they're doing. So, I was like, okay. So I go up, walk up, and I, start to do the whole, sing and dance, falling on the floor. And, someone comes over and, they place the little white cloth across your legs. And I'm laying there and I'm thinking, nah, this ain't it. This can't be it, because I don't feel nothing. This ain't, nah. and so from that day, I was always on a journey of wanting to feel that connection to God, to source, wanting to have that connection in a bigger way, because I just felt like I just wasn't getting it. Like I knew there was something. I felt, and I knew at that age that there was something that I was here to do, something important, that my life had a bigger purpose. And I just always knew, even at that age, that it had to do with my career, like my purpose. That this is what I'll be doing here.
Got it.
This is what my work will be. This,
Got
like, I
you.
just knew, and no one had ever talked to me about, all of that. My parents never talked to me. They were trying to encourage me, go to pharmacy school, be a pharmacist. And even in college, I had a pulling to psychology, but not in the way that you see it today.
Got it.
I was like, I just can't see myself as some like therapist, psychologist person, just like, okay, so tell me what's on your mind. Like, I just not in that way. And so, through the years I grew up still searching for that thing, like still searching. And then I think there was a turning point where I had been studying and reading different things about different, schools of thought, from astrology to, tarot, just like not even necessarily trying to learn it for business.
The usual
but
schools of thought, yes.
Yeah, just graduating and finding those things and be like, oh, okay, this is cool. This is another tool I can use to help me find my purpose. This is another tool. And so I remember one time in particular, I was running like a magazine for women, for moms in business. And I had to start the business or whatever. And Spirit spoke to me. It was like, you're going to be helping people find their purpose. And I remember going to a mentor at the time. I love her to death. I'm not going to say her name, but I love her because she helped me in so many ways. And I remember telling her, listen, I think this is what my purpose is. Like, Spirit's telling me this is what my purpose is. And she's like, nope, that's not you. Nope, You're supposed to be helping mom business. And I'm like, okay, well, she's a mentor. Maybe she knows what she's talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about, right? So that's a case of, us not listening to what Spirit's telling us and listening to somebody else, and like, as if they know better than Spirit. Fast forward a few years later, I start reading more and graduating to different things like NLP, just really like researching these things. And then I stumbled across this book in a library one day about past lives, and was just really intrigued. And I just started reading everything on it, everything on past lives, everything. And then another day I ended up running into work that people were doing with past lives to help heal and all these other things. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. I remember finding these videos on YouTube with this one woman, and she was just showing how you can, heal people physically, emotionally, mentally, like, and all this, like, and I mean like this, literally helping them release. But at the same time, it was incorporating Spirit. It was incorporating the use of your past lives and being able to heal certain things and the trauma that you're dealing with, not just in past lives, but in this life too.
Gotcha.
And I was like, wow, like so obsessed with it to the point where
Let me stop you there for a second.
Yeah.
I think that's very important, because we think sometimes that this is our only time here, and don't realize that we continue to come back to learn these lessons that need to be learned. Let me ask you another question. Are you going to a trauma point in people in this life or in past lives? And if it's in past lives, does it help them evolve in this life, or do you just deal with the trauma in this life? Like if you regress back to a 4-year-old girl and something happened to you, are you releasing that blockage, or are you releasing blockages from even past lives to help people move forward?
So both. There's something called shadow work, and that's what we usually deal with, things that you've dealt with, experiences, whether it be traumas, what we might consider small or light or extreme trauma, and it comes up during sessions. I can tell you 89-90% of the time people think they're just coming in and they're going to get past life stuff, but 89-90% of the time things from this life come up as well, and we have to deal with it, whether it be sexual assault, abuse, relationships, with parents, exes, you name it, all kind of issues, losing loved ones and never having a chance to say goodbye. All of those things come up, and we have to address that, of course, before I move forward. I don't say, okay, no problem. We're not here for that. Let's get to the past life, because that's a part of it. That's all a part of it. It's necessary to heal not just, things from past life, but just as important to focus on those things from this life. So when we go back into a past life, let's say we dealt with whatever came up in, from the childhood. Now we move on to things that came from a past life. They're always shown the past life that's most affecting them in this life, and how it affects them is usually based on like something that a pattern or something that they never resolved in that life, whether it be trauma or other repeating cycles that they carried into this life. And
how long does it usually take? Oh, my bad.
The session, well, I have different sessions, but my full, like the videos that you see on my YouTube channel, those are usually the full circle session. That's 3 hours long. I also have an hour and a half long session as well.
Wow.
The hour and a half long session only focuses on, either shadow work, one particular shadow work issue, or the past life only focuses on maybe one particular past life issue.
Well, let me ask you this. How do you protect yourself from incurring, or what kind of protection so that you don't take on the vibration of the people that you're trying to help?
Yeah, because regular therapists, they have to protect themselves from other people's energy, but you're dealing with something extra. So how do you kind of like wash yourself from that?
So the first thing I do is I know that, like I talked about, my session being 3 hours long. At the end of that session, I'm completely drained. So I always limit one session a day. That's
okay.
Because not only am I lowering my vibration by doing that, I'm lowering my energetic field by doing that. So I have to take time to allow myself to recoup. So yeah, I could say do one session in the morning, one in the evening, but no way in hell. I know me. Spirit always says, no way in hell, that's not gonna work.
Right.
One session a day, and that's it. So I make it very, I make it a means to only do one session a day. I have to do my grounding. I have to do, I have various different tools that I use. I do cleansing with, teas. I drink my teas. Sometimes I might do just like an energy release to myself outside at the beach or on the, like I said, grounding, or even using crystals and things of that nature. I have a sound bowl. There's different things that work for me that helps me recoup, and that's what I do. It just depends on how much recouping I might need at that moment. Because sometimes these sessions go on for 4 or 5 hours, and they're not supposed to, but it just does because I like to make sure my clients get everything they need to resolve.
Gotcha.
Well, we want to thank you. We have your information up on top where people could reach you.
Yes, down below. Hit the
down
link
below.
Neoshi
and we want to thank you for taking time out and sharing with our Urban X Nation what it is that you offer. And we wish you well in the future, as you already know.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. And so much great work that you guys are doing. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Peace.
I like those, man.
Yes. Because people are passionate about their work.
Yeah, I like that addition to the show.
You know what I mean? People are passionate about their work, what they're into, and things of that nature. So the sisters got it going on, and we appreciate that. We see the chat was rocking.
And some people in our chat who have had sessions with her say she's dope.
Yes,
as well.
Yes.
So
yes,
definitely. We're starting to help people with their businesses as well. And if you already have your business intact and you want to promote, we'll give you that platform to talk about your business, to even,
because nobody knows more about your business than you. And we should have thought about this earlier, but we said now we'll add it. So not only will we run your ads, we will give you a small platform to just come up and speak directly, because this is a community we're trying to build.
Yeah.
And we want you to feel assured that, it is what it is.
All right.
Yeah.
You're listening to the sounds of Urban X.
So prior to all of this Will Smith, Chris Rock stuff happening, right? Because people keep saying like, yo, what is this distracting us from? And that's a great question to ask.
That's a great question. Yeah.
Great question to ask. So your president took a trip to Europe to discuss this Ukraine, Russia stuff like that. And he had the slip of the tongue a couple of times. Right? right? First of all he called Putin the butcher. Right? So usually when they call somebody a butcher, they're trying to convey those messages. They called Saddam Hussein a butcher. They call these people butchers when they're trying to position themselves for war. Right? And then he also kind of called for called for a regime change in Russia, where he said these guys can't stay in power no more. That was off the cuff. That wasn't a written speech, right? So he ad-libbed that, right? And when you do that, you're basically insinuating that your army, your nation, or like your allies are going to get you out of office and forcibly create a regime change, which means war. Now
that means war, absolutely.
Now, the White House, all his press, everybody, the newspapers, everybody have been trying to backtrack, walk it back. It's not what he meant. He was just, it's not what he meant. Then today, he had another press conference. He goes, no, I meant that.
Oh, shit.
He goes, he can't stay in office. I meant that.
Wow.
So, if you want to know what the distraction or what you're being distracted from, it's probably that.
Among other things.
It's probably that. Also, did you peep? Because I've been peeping. People like Aaron Kamadi sent me this. The Oscars were actually sponsored by Pfizer.
Yeah, I did peep that. I told you this whole Hollywood is one big conglomerate. It's the sorcerer's maiden. It's where they do what they do. The only reason you even think, not you, but people in general, that white people have even the History Channel.
Yeah,
that's Hollywood. And they can supplant themselves deep down into the dirt somewhere, knowing damn well there's nothing about them there.
Right.
All of that's Hollywood. That's why this is their greatest creation.
Yeah.
Point blank. You know, they never speak about them coming out of caves, being literally knuckle draggers who grunt, who screw their mothers. That's where the term motherfucker comes from. They never speak about the rites of passage when the male turns 18, he gets to bump his moms.
What?
No, that's a rites of passage for them.
Okay.
Well, I'm just telling you. That's a rites of passage. How you think they grow?
Oh God.
Adam and Eve had 2 sons. Yes? Now I'm not the smartest, sharpest piece in the shed. Somebody fucked mama.
Oh,
somebody hit mama. For them to go on. Come on now. You know, that's 101. Anyway.
Yes, Malcolm is disgusted. Yes.
Yeah, well, just you know. Yes. No, if you get their true story. But see, because they own Hollywood, they don't ever have to tell those stories. Mm-hmm. You got to dig for those stories. You want to hide anything from black men, put it in the book. Now you want to hide anything from black niggas is reading, put it in a cult book, a scary book. Ooh, don't go in there, right? So this is what's going on. And, you know, my history tells me we've done everything. I didn't see anything about Hollywood. I could be wrong. We had no reason to create illusional worlds.
Gotcha.
We ran the world.
That makes sense.
The Moors were so classy and
elegant
and dignified and decadent.
Yeah.
And now when we do it, you niggas is acting white. Really?
Yeah.
Maybe white in the nobility term, not in terms of white people. It's a whole other story. Let's not get into it right now.
Okay.
Because the Moors in the chat get rocking. You know, black is a term and all that shit. So, with that being said, it's a lot going on in this world.
Yeah, and like you said, in the grand scheme of things,
Lord knows, Game of Thrones, perfect example. You want to know how they get down, that's their shit. Yeah.
In grand scheme of things, none of what we talked about in the first block of this show matters in life, right?
Right.
None of it. But we had to talk about it. We be playing ourselves not talking about it, right? But it doesn't matter. It doesn't move the needle on your life. It shouldn't move the needle in your life. You know, if you're arguing with somebody online about this right now, like, you know, you knew Will and you know Chris Rock and you know Jada, then you're playing yourself. Okay. Yeah. I even got into a couple arguments. I was just like, what am I doing?
Yeah, that I'm not going to do.
What am I doing? I said my opinion. I felt my opinion.
I have a platform, so I can give you my opinion on it.
I give you my opinion, but that's it. You know what I'm saying?
And if that opinion helps somebody deal with something, great, because there are multiple layers to all of this. And because it's Hollywood that we're talking about, and it's a central hub of things in the middle of March Madness, Yeah.
Yeah,
All that matters.
On Twitter, I just muted. I muted Will Smith, Chris Rock, Jada. I muted the names. I don't see it no more.
Yeah.
For a week.
But he's going on tour. Oh, Chris Rock probably gonna light into that shit.
I hope he does. How would you make fun of that though? You got smacked, bro.
True. And your kids, you came. Imagine
you know what's crazy?
Home.
Real quick, because Diddy said something. He said, "Yo, Chris Rock got a chin on him, right?" People made it sexual.
Really?
Yeah. If you got a chin, if you watch boxing, you say somebody got a chin, that mean they could take a punch. They could take a hit.
That's true.
He said he got a chin on him, and people made it sexual. I didn't get that.
Nah, I didn't get that either.
That was kind of weird.
Because usually that, like you said, when you got a chin on you.
Yeah, that means you can take a punch.
That means you can take a punch. That's all that shit means. But, you got to examine everything with Diddy. You never really.
That's true, too, but.
You never really know what Diddy.
Somebody said his sales are. Of course his sales. Listen.
Look, everything is up.
Everything is
going to be up.
Ice from Joe Budden podcast says everything is a rollout.
Yeah.
That's literally what it is.
He going right on tour called the Headliners Tour.
Yeah.
Him and Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
And now Will Smith has done his work. He finally got awarded for his work in Hollywood, and it's accepted amongst that elite because you got to win one.
Yeah.
To be accepted amongst, and it took him a long time to get there, but he got there. And, it is what it is.
You think he should sue the Oscars, Chris Rock?
I'm suing the Oscars. My feelings were hurt.
Y'all didn't protect me.
There was trauma.
Y'all didn't protect me.
My children. Imagine he got to come home. Hey, Dad. Yeah. Just got finished watching the show.
You got slapped.
You got slapped?
Yeah.
Like he slapped you, son? Like he didn't punch you in the face and caught you off guard and he slapped you.
Yeah.
Wow. Not in this lifetime, son.
Yeah.
I told you I could be at a charity event for wheelchair kids. Motherfucker do that to me, it's on and popping.
Yeah.
On and I will apologize to Eli later. Like, listen, man. Shit, no. Yeah. But if it's a part of a ritual and you saw Will Smith slip his hand, that all of that Masonic hand shit gesture, then he went up and cried. And became a victim.
He can cry on cue.
He can. So he went up and cried about the struggle.
Hey, that's another thing. I'm tired.
An actor and what I'm trying.
I'm tired of all of the
victim consciousness.
Not even victim. I'm tired of them talking like they're smarter than everybody.
Yeah.
Like they just in tune.
Especially Jada. She talks. Like you niggas, we're better than you. Instead of saying, I fucked up and gave little niggas some box, it was an entanglement. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Right? So everything they do, and even Will, when he speaks with his hands, and you gotta get the moment. And I'm above that. And in my acting, when I'm reaching deep down for a role and the pain that I possess and produce, and I'm crying because this King's Richard role, and they shut the fuck up already, homie.
Yeah.
Stop with the bullshit.
Yeah.
You got your award, now scoot. And like you said, had that been anybody else who done that, they would have escorted his ass out. The after party must have been some shit, bro. Because you're not putting your arm around me and apologizing after that.
Oh, facts.
You're not.
Oh, my God.
There's nothing you can say to me.
Listen.
First of all, I can't even relive the moment. How many times have you relived a moment, some shit your girl said? And you'd be like in the car back, you know what? I should have said this shit to counter that shit, because she said that shit right there.
Yeah.
Next time we get in it, don't think I ain't going to bring that up. But you got slapped, son. It's like it ain't no.
Yeah.
The next time a nigga slap me, niggas are slapping you now. Like, this is what they do.
I asked my friends, I'm like, if I got smacked, by Will Smith on national television, I ain't do nothing. Like, y'all still be friends with me? They're like, yeah, we'll either never talk about it or always talk about it. Like,
one of the two.
Every time we,
you know me, nigga.
Yeah, we just gonna always suggest.
I will do a podcast on my own and be like,
we just gonna always suggest Will Smith movies to watch.
I want to apologize to this. Listen, I raised a nigga who's much stronger than that shit. Don't let them glasses fool you.
Yeah, come on.
If you know his high school boys, they say this nigga started. His best friend told me, listen, every fight I got into in high school was because of your son. So Malcolm is the fire starter. Don't get it fucked up.
I am an educator.
Yeah,
You know
whatever.
I'm a dad now. You know.
See, when I get it from other people, then that validates.
I said the same thing about you. His friend, y'all saw the live stream we did at his him recording Tall, Dark, and Handsome. His friends had the most ratchet stories about him. I thought it were all lies when he told me, but they all confirmed it from different perspectives. I was just like, damn.
Like, this is wild shit. This is wild shit.
That's why I get it.
So you understand my
Somebody
point?
said I got slapped in the commercial. I did get duffed.
Oh yeah.
I did get duffed by D-Wo.
That is true.
In the commercial.
That is true. So we understand these things that are going on in our world. We don't want to get sidetracked because it all matters and none of it matters.
Yeah, right.
You know, based on how you perceive it and see it and where it fits in the grand scheme. The reason I'm up here laughing and goofing off every day, I'm trying to subliminally tell you none of this shit matters. All of this shit is what you make it. And it's all funny to me. All of it.
Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the other people who gave him super chats. We appreciate you guys.
I was even going to do Uncle Ruckus piece. I wish I had alopecia. That sound like a white woman.
Let's go commercial break.
No, that sound like just like a white woman.
Let's go
Now, I
commercial
know
break.
Michael Jackson had vitiligo, and alopecia sound like us
Let's
beautiful.
go to commercial break.
Oh, white woman right there. I wish I had alopecia. God damn it, Uncle Ruckus. So, you want to know what we do and how we do it. Well, we got a step-by-step booklet for you to get to keep your game on track.
Yes, so we are introducing the family business course, right? Where we're teaching 4 different components on running an online family business. That's podcasting, YouTube, self-publishing, and t-shirt printing.
And we also have a bonus course.
We do. We also have a bonus course teaching how to build your own membership.
Yes.
And how we were able to build our own as well. Step by step, line by line. We teach you even how to make the actual software for the membership. We teach you how to do all of that stuff.
Crazy.
Right? And an extra bonus is I threw in the ebook to Urban Excellence along with the video interviews. Never before seen the footage.
Drop the mic.
Never before seen footage. And the reason why I did that is because I want to show families the 11 stories of people who also created their own businesses as well, who also overcame trials and tribulations as well. And I think it's all relevant to, building your family business. So that's what we want you to go get.
We have a free ebook. It's absolutely free. And we have free online training, a free mini course to get you started.
Yes.
We recommend that you download, hit the link below, get the free ebook.
Yes.
Take the free training, and then take that leap. And we're going to be here every step of the way.
Yes. So hit the link below and visit www.urbanx.nyc/family. Or just hit the link below.
Peace.
Peace.
What makes a great t-shirt? Is it fashion, fit, comfort? Is it what's printed on the front of the shirt? Whether it's a humorous message, political, or a social statement made to bring awareness to a noble cause? At Urban X TV, we believe that all of those things make a great t-shirt and then some. So we wanted to create a t-shirt line that was a little bolder, a little bit more challenging, one that stepped out of the boundaries. So we decided to introduce to you our Not So Subtleties. It's one that speaks to the sentiments of what's going on in our environment today. It's one that will spark conversation. So log on to urbanx.nyc to pick up your Not So Subtleties today, or shop urbanx.com to pick up the latest in urban apparel. We thank you for your support. Peace.
And we are back.
So one of the big stories that came out today, as a matter of fact, the Florida governor, Ron DeSantis, he signed in the quote-unquote "Don't Say Gay" bill, even though that's not the name of the bill.
Right, right.
But because we spoke about it earlier, the idea of the bill is to not teach about sexual identity or none of that stuff in schools from kindergarten to 3rd grade. Right? So,
and I think that's a fair bill.
I think so too.
When the kids from that age to 8 years old if they're curious, you allow the parents to drop birds, seeds along the way, so the child can understand why my brother has this, why I have that. Things of that nature,
I agree. I think it should be the parents, especially at that age, that young, it should be the parents.
Yes.
I'm not comfortable with a school teacher thinking they know what's better for my child than me, right? Mm-hmm. We already heard stories about kids in Seattle, school districts in Seattle, not telling the parents if their kid had transitioned. So the kid could say something off base in school, and the school will have all the teachers, faculty will have a meeting about this one kid and not invite the parent and say, we're gonna address him by her now, their pronouns this and that now, he's addressed, and then the parents have no idea.
This is a very
not cool.
Strange world.
That's not cool
that we're morphing into, guys.
I think and again, this is not to be homophobic. Whatever you do with your kids is what you do, but I don't think that the school system should have a say into that.
Well, here's the thing. You got to understand, Malcolm, when you send your kids to a public school, it's almost like sending them to a prison.
Yeah, okay.
So, you don't realize you garner, and I'm not saying, because I'm not one of them people, all kids should be homeschooled. That's just an impossible feat.
Yeah.
That's still what reality. Parents have to work, so they have to, but I'm always telling parents, find an hour a day to deprogram your children when they come home. If you do that, you create a balance where you understand you can't, at this particular time, stay home all day to educate your child, because everybody ain't rich. Let's stop this shit.
I promise you, I never realized how much, how they have Monday morning quarterbacks, parents that don't have kids.
Can tell you what they would do, they should do, or don't send your kids to the killing field.
My kid will never watch TV. Okay, let's see, you got some dishes to do at home, some laundry to do.
You need to buy 20 minutes.
Yeah, to just get some,
Absolutely.
Side note. I remember coming on here and I was talking about CoComelon. Don't watch CoComelon no more, right? It's a new show. I don't know if it's new, but me and Avery, we got a new show that we watch with Noble. It's called Gracie's Corner. It's on YouTube.
Gracie's Corner.
And it's created by a black dude and his daughter.
Okay, nice.
She does the voice. They have animations. They got hip hop beats to the ABC songs. They got the bingo song. It is fire. So fire.
Gracie's Corner?
Gracie's Corner.
All right.
And they're dope. So if you got kids, if you don't want to watch, the CoComelons, you don't want to watch white kids, you want to see some black faces, little black boys with shape ups, black girls with their hair in puffs.
I love it.
If you want to see some black faces with your kids, watch that. Gracie's Corner.
I love it.
Okay? But yeah, what was I saying now? Yeah, all the parents I would never do this. You don't know what the hell you do, bro.
And that's what I always tell people. Until you're faced with a situation, even in a crisis, you know what I mean? Yeah. The decisions that you have to make to continue your life, don't tell me what you would do.
Right?
Because it's all bullshit until you have to make, look, the decision got to be made now, Mr. Bowser, because in 2 days, the left side of your face is going to collapse, you're going to have a stroke, and in 4 days, you're going to die. This is the decision you have put yourself in. Only me. Mm-hmm. So that's why I don't be on some victim consciousness shit. You never hear me up here looking for sympathy. Everything in this existence is my responsibility and my fault. I had to make an executive decision. So you mean I'm going to be on a machine for the rest of, or I could die right now and don't see Malcolm grow up to go to college, get married, have kids, don't see Odyssey do this and that. So you mean this machine, I got to go there and I got to do it 3 times a week for as long as I'm existing unless I get a kidney? Sign me the fuck up. All right? Sign me, and here I am 18 years later telling you fuckers jokes.
Right.
Right. So until you're faced with a situation that you don't know what you're going to do, don't say it. So all of that high on the hog, I would never send my kids to public school, but yet you're working at a job that's paying you 80, 90, 100,000. You're going to walk away to teach your kid about fucking what? Okay, so let's not get high on the hog. If you can do it, we understand. So you do it.
So to even get back to this bill, right? The fact that we allowed the media, and this is what happens with anything like a media narrative wants to create. The bill is not called "Don't Say Gay" bill. The word "gay" is not even in the bill.
Not even in the bill.
The word "straight" is not even in the bill, right? But you are allowing the media to paint this picture that to the point Disney World is in on it, right?
Oh boy.
Disney World is in it. I was watching the NCAA tournament, and they did a moment of silence during the game in solidarity with the gay people at Disney because of this "Don't Say Gay" bill. You get what I'm saying? So you can't the way the media is able to flip, turn
Hollywood.
It's crazy.
Hollywood, okay?
Crazy.
Hollywood.
Like, it blows my mind, man.
Hollywood, bro. I'm telling you. So, just guard your children the best you can, and be in control of your children's life the most that you can.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're active in your child's life and you never stop, they never stop being your children. So you stay active, you stay in tune, and you guys can work it out. You can work out any situation you want.
Did you hear about? I did hear about that incident at the amusement park in Florida.
Oh man,
I didn't watch it.
That crushed my heart, man.
Did you watch it?
I heard the thump. That's all I heard.
Man.
And that crushed my heart.
I didn't watch it.
Because one time I was on a roller coaster. What was that wooden roller coaster with Eli?
And that was Six Flags.
Six Flags. Yeah. And for some reason, he was sitting next to me, and I didn't feel like I had him. I felt like this ride was really a weird up and down ride, and I felt like either one of us could slide out of the ride. My heart, what was the name of that shit? The Thunderbolt.
No, the El Toro.
El Toro.
Yeah,
El Toro.
Yeah.
Bro, I walked away from that ride and said I will never get on that ride again. So for you to think you're strapped in properly, or they don't check and you have to expand, our condolences go out to his family.
Yeah, man.
That is
sad,
something,
bro. I was like,
you
damn.
go to an amusement park to be amused, have a good time, have a fake adventure, something that is going to suspend your reality for 3 minutes at most, and then bring you back. And to have that, it just was tough, man.
And I heard that he wasn't even with his family; he was with friends' family, and that happened. You know what I mean?
Shout out Chad Hilton. I thank you for your support. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody had a birthday. I couldn't pronounce the girl's name. Started with a K. I want to wish her a happy birthday.
Yeah, that was. And then I also saw a video, and I didn't. And when these videos come across my timeline, I can't click off fast enough sometimes because I don't like seeing that stuff. But it was a 14-year-old, I think her cousin. They were on Instagram Live playing with a loaded gun, and she shot her cousin in the head by accident, and shot herself in the head.
Out of
I think I don't
panic
know.
And not wanting to deal with the consequences.
I know. Matter of fact, I don't know how she shot herself. I just saw her shoot the cousin in the head by accident.
Yeah.
And I was sad. I was like, damn, bro.
Yeah. Very sad situations, man. So, your man Eric Adams is starting to wild out in New York City.
I said this.
No, now he's really turned up, right? He's got these new surveillance security checkpoints at high schools for metal detectors that are so advanced that this shit really can pick up the fact. And we back to the school system. The fact that you have to go through this to go to school is already a mindset that no education is really being, given here.
Yeah.
Because that looks like prison, among other things. He also put them cops back on the street under a different name than
the Quality of Life.
Quality of Life.
Yeah.
All he did is change the name.
Yeah.
And now they just gonna be stopping random people.
Yeah.
They've been cleaning out the subways, but you can't clean out the subways without somewhere to put the homeless.
Yeah.
They're not talking about that. And drones are coming. He's gonna have. Imagine you and your man just chilling.
Yeah.
Y'all just playing ball, and a fucking drone come by and scan your face.
Yeah.
So all of this is coming to New York City.
Because I heard about a face scanning technology that's like regular face scanning, like on steroids that they developing right now, and people are like, is that a good thing? It's obviously not a good thing.
That is not a good thing.
Obviously not a good
because
thing.
Because we understand the crime in the city has reached certain levels, but that's not how I keep telling y'all got to go to the source of this. If you stop all the guns and drugs from entering in here, instead of looking the other way because your pockets are being greased, then we can get to the source of a lot of the problems. But if you're just going to turn the other way, let the guns come in, drugs and guns present opportunity. And opportunity presents chance for you to do something on the wrong side of things. And here we are in Gotham City, and this shit is out of control.
Yeah. And I said it. He was being trying to be all cool, but he's a cop.
He's a cop at heart.
He's a cop, bro.
He's a cop at heart. Yes.
I mean,
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, Arizona and Oklahoma are passing bills to ban trans kids from participating in girls' sports.
Clap that up.
That's happening.
I like it.
That's happening.
Thank you for the troll mods.
Yeah, getting
all these trolls out of here.
Yeah, trying to get us shut down.
Trying to get us shut down with all that craziness. Let's get a like button. No, we almost had a rack. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. We must have been cooking tonight.
And so I think that's dope because it's not fair. And
They
I think,
should have their own league.
But you know what's crazy?
And that's not being,
But, listen, it's funny that these Republican states are the ones that just have common sense, or is it that easy because everything is bizarre world to just have common sense?
Yeah, common sense puts you at a place that you almost advance. I keep telling you, go watch what's that movie?
Idiocracy.
Yeah, Idiocracy. A real comedy about just having common sense, and you the leader of the free world because you know how to water a plant.
Yeah.
And make the plant grew. You put water. Listen, they're making a funny, but it's a funny with a lot of because we've lost our bearings.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's bad out here, man. You know, it's real bad.
You know what's crazy? It's I was talking to you earlier about this. Like the fact that corporations pay our athletes, entertainers, rappers, everything. You can never get an honest opinion on anybody, and nobody wants.
That's your Michael Jordan theory.
That's too. I haven't fully worked that out yet, but in short, like I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna really work it out one day. But as soon as people started being paid not from the work they directly do, but from corporations, whole world went downhill. And you can trace that back to the Me Too movement with canceling people. The idea where you can cancel somebody, you can say this person did something wrong and then destroy your whole life, right? And then if you don't abide by what the mob is saying about this person, they'll get you too.
Yes.
Right? If you don't fall in line. So what's happening is, like with this Ukraine thing, right? People got Ukrainian flags in their bios. People, I stand with Ukraine. That's the new, put your mask on. But I stand with Ukraine. Ukraine, they just put out videos of them torturing Russian POWs, shooting them in the kneecap, letting them bleed out. Those are war crimes.
Those are war
crimes, right? But we are, we have fed the narrative that the only bad guy here is Russia, and we don't bring up our war crimes in these other countries. We don't bring up Obama's war crimes. We don't bring up nobody else's war crimes but Russia's. But we see the people that we're supposed to be on the side with committing war crimes, and that's okay. Nobody's talking about that.
Yeah, true story.
Those videos have been confirmed. Nobody's talking about that. You get what I'm saying? And nobody wants to be on the wrong side or to perceive to be the wrong side of things because, and then what I've learned these past 3 years is the way celebrities, athletes, entertainers will sell you out for $1.
It is bad.
Crazy.
Bro, especially during this pandemic.
Oh my God.
I already knew this, but it has become evidently clear what people will do for $1. And what we won't do for $1 is the reason that we'll find ourselves in a situation where we have to struggle a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It just is what it is. If we were a father and son show that was politically correct, I'm pretty sure we can get picked up by a lot of networks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But then who would we be?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We are who we are because of who we are. I got a lot of friends in corporate America who would probably like to help me, but they can't.
Yeah.
And I don't take it personal. Yeah. See, that's my thing. I don't take it personal. Dot, I would. I get it. But I have to have the freedom to say what I want to say when I want to say it. I don't want nothing from you. I don't want to be on your podcast. I don't want to go to your rock dinner. I don't want to go to your movie. I don't want any of that. So it enables me to say what I'm not always right, but it enables me to give you my honest opinion on shit. If you don't like it, you deal with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if I was under the corporate umbrella and I got to watch everything because like I told you before, I know I'm not up here by myself. You're getting a watered down version of Black Dot because I'm not up here by myself. If I was up here by myself, bro, they would have canceled this channel a long time ago, right? So understanding these things, yes?
Yeah.
Yes. So understanding these things, I take none of that stuff personal. A lot of dudes don't fuck with Dot. They don't call me because I don't ever need anything from most of them. That's another part of it. I never got my hand out. I do for self. I will shovel elephant shit at the circus. I told y'all that. This is the Black Dot. Welcome to Happy Burger. Can I take your order? Would you like to supersize that, sir? For 15 cents more, you know you can get apple pie.
Yeah.
Would you like that? To feed the babies?
Yeah.
Shit. So, I'm cut from a whole different cloth. So, no corporation is going to tell me what I can and cannot do.
That's a really good. The Black News Network, Black News Channel, they got canceled after 2 years.
Yeah, they shut
you know what's
that
crazy?
shit
And you know the funny thing is? If Trump would have won, they would still be on.
You think? Oh, yeah, because they would have had cannon fire.
They would have had stuff, but now, because the media, everybody's all on one plane. Like, we like Biden, and anything he does, we just gonna, brush it. You're seeing the journalism for what it is. And I didn't watch the Black News Channel, but they had Mark Lamont Hill on there, who at one point, when I first started my YouTube career, I really liked him. Because I thought, I just thought like...
Yeah, that was a template.
Yeah.
Brother, black man up there
I
talking
liked
news.
him, you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
You hear some of his opinions on things, you're just like, yo, what?
Yeah.
Yo, like Trevor Noah, I liked him.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what happened?
Yeah, so I never watched the Black News.
Yeah, they got 2 years. 2 years old.
And there was no black owners.
That's true, too.
Let's keep that. Revolt ain't owned by black people.
That's true, too.
BET ain't owned by black people.
Oprah's
owned. Oprah don't own.
She don't own it.
She don't own that shit.
Yeah.
You niggas is crazy.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
I want to start taking some questions.
Yeah, we can get into some questions.
So while you guys are getting your questions ready, because people always go, you always ask for questions and add another story. But while you guys are getting your questions ready, I read this story about Adidas. They created their own NIL network, name, image, likeness network for U.S. college students to become paid endorsers of Adidas.
Oh,
and
I like that.
For HBCU students as well, for all a whole bunch of students. So I think that's
so you
really
see now creating a part of your following is an innate thing.
Yes.
So you could be 9 years old and you're creating your buzz and your following. That when you get to high school, you already got a following of people who understand your story, follow your story, and now you can capitalize off it without worrying about.
Yes. So I want to backtrack a little bit because I did just say something about people taking corporate money and things like that. Now, if your dream is to play football, your dream is to play basketball, your dream is this is what your dream is, and this is how you can feed you. Do what you got to do.
And
I'm not judging you. Do what you got to do.
Taking the corporate money and just shutting your mouth is a whole nother ball game in itself. That's another thing. I have nothing against you getting your corporate money, but if you are a voice or you say that you are a voice, let's distinguish. If you say that you are a voice for the people and you cannot speak truth to power, I have a problem with that. You could go all the way up the corporate ladder if that's not your spiel and really make an impact on society and change. We got to make that clear because I'm not anti-corporation. Corporations rule everything around me. Cream, get the money. I get it. I'm talking about when you say you are an activist or a voice for the downtrodden, there's a certain energy that comes with that. And if you're not willing to go all out and at least speak truth to power. See, when everybody know the truth. The truth has a universal feel to it. If I can't get on my platform and speak truth, or at least how I see it, or give you my honest opinion on something for fear that I can't pay my mortgage, now you are, you're in an entanglement. How about that?
Yeah, that's good.
Now, speaking of sneakers, Kobe's foundation.
Kobe's estate and his wife, and Nike reached a deal, and they're gonna put out a Kobe sneaker and a Gigi sneaker.
What do you think that was about?
Because I remember her, it was discussions of her leaving, and
I saw the prototype.
He was supposed to have his own sneaker, and even still, even after he passed, it seemed like the wife was still trying to carry that on,
So why do you think she decided to backtrack?
It could be two things.
I'm just asking.
It could be, what you're leading to. She could have sat her down and had that conversation, like, oh, this is what it is, or she just doesn't have the broadband to continue on, creating sneakers and running that brand. She has 4 other daughters
to think about his legacy.
Yeah. That's just
and because if you don't know how to run that, and then you putting other people involved with it as well, you run the risk of being robbed and all that other kind of stuff. You just want to celebrate life for what it is. I just don't want to smell like pee. Right? I just don't want to. And I've added another one. I just want to go to Mr. Chow's. One time in my life, bro.
Okay.
One time. I want to see what the hype is about Mr. Chow's. And I can see Mr. Chow now. It's food better expensive. Baby, you pay now. It's better expensive.
Okay.
Hurry up and buy it better expensive. And I say, look, Mr. Chow, just keep that motherfucking fly lights coming, baby. There's no expense tonight. Yeah. Keep the fly lights and wings coming. And then I get the bill and be like, say what now?
Yeah.
$5,000 for fried rice, for fly lights?
Yeah.
Look, Mr. Chow, I ain't got that. You might as well call a triad right now, because we going to be here for a while. And my son Malcolm knows karate. So bring the triad in this bitch. And I know some karate. Like, my mother could only pay for this.
You ain't even get your gi?
Son, that's all she could pay for. And you know how you start with a white belt?
Yeah.
I started with the belt I had on. They said, nigga, until your mother makes the payment, nigga, you just wear that belt.
You didn't get your robe belt?
I ain't get my nothing, son.
You could have took your robe from home,
I took the first lesson, and they showed me how to do this. And then they showed me that one little block move. I'm stuck after that. So if the triad comes,
man.
We up Shit's Creek, so you got to handle that.
All right.
I just want some fly lice. Okay, now we should take some questions.
Yeah, we're taking some questions. Okay. Did anybody hear? We talked about Young Thug's, the mother of his children, mother of his child who got killed. We did talk about that. I heard something about the Biden family being exposed. Donald Trump was back in the news. He said something about them being exposed because right now the big thing, and you know what's crazy? They make it seem like the whole stop the steal stuff or they rigged the election stuff is way more in like the regular conversation than it is. Like after the election initially happened, people would say, "Oh, it's a steal," I didn't hear about it afterwards. It's only the media talking about it, and they keep making it seem like it's the most it's the most scandalous thing that ever happened to this country. I'm not hearing about it.
Don't fall for it.
So that means there's a narrative that's
don't fall for it.
That's just me. That is just me.
Where is your girl Kamala? Great question. Where?
Embarrassing everybody.
Yeah. What's going on? Yeah. Try karate Japanese. Somebody said Chris Rock should have had some pocket sand.
True.
Ha!
It's true. It'll work.
He ran back to his table, threw a drink in his eyes and shit. Made the shit worse. Yeah. That'd
It'll work.
Control. That definitely would have worked.
After show, definitely after show.
Yeah, definitely an after show. We'll get some after show.
Definitely. Somebody asked, what would I have done in my football career? I would have actually gone to a prep school. If I had just
anything different.
First
of all, we'd have started our personal training a year earlier.
Way earlier, yeah.
A couple years earlier at minimum. Yeah.
And then I'd have went to a prep school. What Aaron Kamari is doing with his son. That's why I shout them out, OD, because that's a move.
That's a move, absolutely.
That is a move.
Absolutely.
Malcolm, where can I find a Bruck Breaking movie? I don't know. I guess BruckBreaking.com.
Did you guys get to watch Pete Rock's Unsung? No, I will, but I did listen to Phife Dawg's album.
How was it?
It was very good, man. And I didn't realize how much I miss Phife, man. and his rhyme flow, and it was a commemorating, a lot of people on it, but it was put together well. I was highly impressed because I was like, because a lot of time they find scraps and then they try to make it into an album. It was a little bit more cohesive than that. He took a couple of shots at Q-Tip in there too.
Really?
Yeah, he really did. And Q-Tip is on the album as well. So I really thought the album was good. That's what I did over the weekend. Elon Musk has an app developing? Yes.
Oh, yes. He was talking about, he was asking a question online if, Twitter forces freedom of speech and things like that. And a lot of people said he doesn't because he doesn't. And he was talking about, starting his own app and what that would mean. Things like this always start out, righteous. You know what I'm saying? It always started with the right idea. And then
the corporates come in and make you an offer that you can't refuse. And then you wind up selling it.
And you don't think he's spreading himself to, he's trying to go to Mars, he's trying to, get cars, he's trying to put chips in humans, a whole app. It's just too much with this guy. Somebody else brought up, right? Somebody brought up the fact that when we talk about the Russian oligarchs, we have our own oligarchs here.
Yes.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Elon Musk will be considered an oligarch.
Yes, he would.
Jeff Bezos will be considered. Bill Gates, like these will be considered oligarchs. When they were first talking about oligarchs, I had to look up the word because I'm like, just to see how they were using it. I'm like, that's just a billionaire here. Like
that's all it is.
That's all it is.
What do you think about making black neighborhoods, areas, protected reservations to stop gentrification? How would we do that?
Gentrification is literally like a 50-year plan.
Yeah. They're so well in advance. We only see the byproduct when it's too late. That's the problem. They bring in a few. They bring in a few more. They bring in a Starbucks. This is a wrap.
And it's Whole Foods. And it's at every level because what happens is you get people to go in to have influence on your local representative. Yes. You start seeing city bikes. What the hell?
Yes.
Where'd that come from?
Right.
They start taking parking spots and all that because then they put a bike lane in your neighborhood. Whoa, what the hell? And then they put a Starbucks. And then
ain't no more poop on the street because they got the people out doing a quality of life shit.
Yeah, and then exactly. Yep. And then it just happens so gracefully. And then one day you wake up, you go outside, and your neighborhood, you can't even recognize it.
Yes.
I promise you. My mother moved to Harlem when I was in the 7th grade. My mother moved from the Bronx to Harlem. Mm-hmm. And on 115th to 110th, that whole Manhattan Ave area was a certain way. And then if you go in, it looks completely different.
Yeah.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, Hank Rising on the podcast. Yeah, our podcast is a 2-man show already, and we keep it that way.
We just started adding interviews, and that's to add something.
So we'll start bringing people on the screen from time to time if we can. Even when we bring Omar in now, we got to bring him in after the second segment so that the people who tune in to see us,
they be pissed.
They be pissed. Like,
I came to see y'all.
Omar, but I came to see y'all do y'all thing, so we have to give what we give, and then we go, okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, we have Brother Obar here and things of that nature. Somebody said Malcom.
I'd be hating.
Nah, that was funny. That was some funny.
I'd be hating. The news said the Russian oligarchs and the Turkish rep got poisoned in Kyiv last week. Okay, so again, because Biden said something about if they use chemical warfare, we're gonna respond in kind. Meaning what? Like we're gonna use our own chemical warfare.
Yeah.
So now they're saying that Russian oligarch got poisoned and somebody else got poisoned. So now they're going, they're using chemical warfare. So now we have to respond. Anything to get us into World War III. And the only people who's going to be affected by it is us. Like these old people are not going to the war. Their kids are not going to the war.
That's a fact.
Their kids are not being affected by inflation. Like none of that stuff. But that's we are. Fact.
Black Dot, how did you treat your daughter first meal she brought home? He was cordial. So he got treated with respect. You get treated the way you act. You recognize who I am as her dad. She has so many males in her life that, you know what I mean? The male presence is always there. In fact, Marcus took the dude into the room unprompted. He just said, "Come here, let me holler at you for a minute." So I didn't have to do much of that, and then I allow your personality to come through and tell me what your intentions are. And these kids, man, I think he was like 16.
Yeah,
it was not really serious. So that's how I treated him, with respect.
Own where you live, it may sound difficult to happen. Yeah, they're trying to turn America into a nation of renters. I don't know if you guys peeped that.
Yes.
But that's happening. Do you think the government here have a say so in foreign countries? Absolutely.
Absolutely. You kidding me?
America
run this bitch.
America plays world police, and they only do so at the behest of what benefits them.
Yeah, as long as democracy is the
can be the blanket. Yeah,
it can be the blanket.
That's
when
it.
these people are being uncivil. These people have been living like this for thousands of years. That's their business. We have to come in and bring democracy.
Yeah.
That's a cold word for we need that money, we need that oil,
Facts.
or we need something there.
Yeah.
So under the guise of turning them into a democracy, or there's a Stargate here, or something we looking for, this shit is, God, please explain why Hollywood only focus on black actors besides the boring ass white ones. Well, we're the ones with the energy. We're the battery, the melanated. Everything we do has sauce to it. It just is what it is. They can't even have too many black people in the room with them at one time because they can't take the heat. So that's why the Oscars is their event, and they'll sprinkle a few of you niggas out, but they never show a lot of black love on the screen. You notice that. There's always black trauma, black pain, and if it is black love, it's two slaves and one is running away,
or they get killed at the end of the movie.
Or they get killed at the end of the movie.
Sold out by another black dude.
And they can do that because it's all make-believe. It's make-believe that spills over. You know what I'm saying? I told you there's the REEL world and the REA world, and those lines do get blurred from time to time, and you wind up living out the fantasy of somebody who was in a Hollywood office who created this shit in their minds.
Crystal Hayes, what's your definition of a woman? I'm not a biologist.
I'm not a biologist. Great point.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. No idea. Did y'all think Willard's going to be banned from the Oscar taking? Nah. Mm-mm. He's a part of the good old boys.
Something is going to happen. Somebody's going to get moved up. Something major is going to happen. I know he has another movie coming out. He has the I Am Legend 2 coming out. The first one had a lot of, just hitting symbols in there, stuff like
Remember,
that.
the ones who were, the zombies are the ones who took the vax.
Right.
In that movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they got, So part 2 is coming out. I remember him dying in the first one, but I don't know how, he's going to come back, but that's coming out, and I think he has something else coming out as well.
Yeah.
So something Hollywood standings is about to happen. But you know what's crazy? I thought about too. That was interesting about that whole thing. That let's say, for all intents and purposes, that this was real, right? This was not staged. This was real. Will Smith comes up and smacks you. Not even a reactionary, weave, swing, nothing. You were so concerned about your standing in Hollywood. You didn't want to mess up that moment.
You became a good nigga.
Yeah.
This was a nigga moment versus black people moment, and even a black person should have had some kind of reaction.
I've seen people at their job get beat up and still want to,
Yeah. So
do something.
And then, to just get back on code.
And kept going.
And kept going.
Yeah.
After your face was torn down like that. Nah, listen. I can't come home to my children with
Somebody said these corporations are buying up land for refugees. Listen, there's supposed to be 100,000 Ukrainian refugees. Biden is paying the ticket. We're paying the ticket because Biden.
Yeah.
And I think Biden just approved another stack of bread. And I'm not sure for Ukrainians, but for I think the military budget, another $32 billion. Something ill. So you gotta pay attention to all this stuff, man.
And what if that was Kanye West?
Bro, oh my God.
It'd have been a wrap.
So if it was Kanye West, he got up and smacked Pete Davidson, right? He got up and smacked Pete Davidson. It would not be all of this. Yeah, keep the name out your mouth. People would have been like, he's crazy.
First of all, she ain't a black woman, but protect her. I don't know where they.
He's crazy. It would have been.
Yeah. Just something to think about because the Grammys is coming up.
Yes, this is true.
And so we will see how.
I think he's banned from the Grammys.
Yeah, and that's what Jay Prince was saying. Yeah. We need to, ban this or band together because we can't allow them. But then again, it boils back to this is somebody else's house.
Yeah.
Music is another spiritual, the muse, the art, another component of what we do. And they give us a little bit more leeway at the Grammys because our culture, it's so embedded in that aspect of music, being the creators of it. But still, it's the same shit. It's the same shit.
All right, so with that being said, guys.
With that being said.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate you. If you enjoyed the show, we love you. If you didn't, we still love you. Thank you for coming by.
Still love you.
Thank you for coming by. If you agree, thank you. If you didn't, we still love you. I mean, so with that being said, don't forget to visit urbanx.nyc/family to download the free ebook. Don't forget to get. Are we gonna put these on the site? We gotta put these on the site. Don't forget to get these.
Family and biz over everything, baby.
Over everything. Also, if you want a text alert to when we go live, don't forget to text 917-810-3077. Word UrbanX to 917-810-3077 to get a text alert and alert to when we got some other things happening. When these go up, I'll send the alert to everybody and things like that. And our membership is backed at $5 for a month or $50 for the entire year. Don't forget to do that.
Yes.
UrbanX.NYC. And yeah, peace.
Peace.